Welcome to today's Psych with Sigmund, where we delve into the fascinating world of psychology and explore the intricacies of the human mind. I'm your host, Sigmund, and today we're going to talk about a concept that has far-reaching implications for our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors: the framing effect. The framing effect refers to the way in which information is presented, or framed, influences our decisions, perceptions, and attitudes. This concept is crucial in psychology because it highlights how our brains are wired to respond differently to the same information depending on how it's packaged. Think of it like a picture frame. The frame can change the way we perceive the image inside. The framing effect emerged as a key concept in psychology in the 1980s, thanks to the work of psychologists Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman. They demonstrated that people tend to be risk-averse when a choice is framed positively, e.g., a 90% chance of survival, but risk-seeking when the same choice is framed negatively, e.g., a 10% chance of death. This fundamental discovery has since been built upon by numerous researchers who have explored the framing effect in various domains, from finance and marketing to healthcare and education. One of the major psychological theories that explains the framing effect is prospect theory. Developed by Kahneman and Tversky, this theory posits that people make decisions based on the potential gains or losses associated with a particular choice, rather than the actual outcome. The framing effect plays a significant role in prospect theory, as the way information is framed can influence whether we perceive a choice as a gain or a loss. For example, imagine you're at a restaurant and you see two menu options: 75% lean beef and 25% fat. Both options are essentially the same, but the first one is framed positively, focusing on the lean aspect, while the second one is framed negatively, focusing on the fat content. Research has shown that people are more likely to choose the 75% lean beef option, even though it's identical to the 25% fat option. This illustrates how the framing effect can influence our food choices and, by extension, our health outcomes. Another area where the framing effect has significant implications is in healthcare. Studies have shown that patients are more likely to opt for a treatment when it's framed in terms of survival rates, e.g., 90% chance of surviving, rather than mortality rates, e.g., 10% chance of dying. This highlights the importance of carefully considering how medical information is presented to patients, as it can have a profound impact on their decisions and outcomes. In addition to prospect theory, other psychological concepts that relate to the framing effect include cognitive biases, such as confirmation bias and anchoring bias. These biases can further influence our perceptions and decisions, often outside of our conscious awareness. For instance, if we're presented with a high anchor price for a product, we may be more likely to perceive subsequent prices as reasonable, even if they're not. So, how can understanding the framing effect help us in our everyday lives? For one, it can make us more aware of how information is being presented to us, and whether that presentation is influencing our decisions. By recognizing the framing effect, we can take a step back and reevaluate the information, considering multiple perspectives and frames before making a choice. In therapeutic settings, the framing effect can be used to help individuals reframe negative thoughts or situations in a more positive light. This technique, known as cognitive reframing, can lead to improved mental health outcomes by reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. My experience with clients has shown that even small changes in framing can have profound effects on their well-being and resilience. The framing effect also has significant implications for public policy and decision-making at the societal level. By recognizing how framing effects can influence people's attitudes and behaviors, policymakers can design more effective interventions and campaigns to promote positive change. For example, framing climate change as an opportunity for economic growth and innovation, rather than a threat to our way of life, might increase public support for environmental policies. In conclusion, the framing effect is a powerful psychological concept that underscores the complex interplay between cognition, emotion, and context. By grasping how framing influences our decisions and behaviors, we can become more discerning consumers, better communicators, and more empathetic individuals. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, may your ego find balance between pleasure and reality.